Hi everybody! So I'm going to answer another question here, and it's a follow-up video of the past two videos that I've uploaded previously before this video here, and this one's from Raw Chick. So hi Raw Chick, if you're watching, which I know you are. You asked a while back, what does your whole family eat, including grandparents, and how does it work out when you go over for dinner? So this is why I say it's a kind of a follow-up or continuation of my past two videos, because my past two videos kind of gave you my personal health history and what I grew up eating and everything. And so you kind of know already what my family eats. So my family, they eat home cooked meals, you know, spaghetti, the meat and potatoes, you know, the tacos, pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, roast beef sandwiches, you know, going out to eat once in a while, eating ice cream, cake, and more like lots of breads and grains, pastas and stuff like that. But when I went fully raw in August 2013, that's when I was still at home at the time. I was still at home with mom and dad and my brother, and so they saw my change in my eating habits, and they could not figure out why. They could not understand it, and but I was dead set in my decision, and I was not going back to my old ways. And so I would, of course, eventually explained it to my parents because they were asking questions and everything, but I'm so thankful that they allowed me to make my own decisions. I'm so happy they allowed me to do that. And over the years, my mom has, actually everybody has caught on. Like after my first year fully raw, my mom started changing her ways, started changing the way she ate, because she was starting to talk to me more about eating this way, and I was giving her more information about it, and she was seeing how I've changed and everything, and how much I was eating. And then, I mean, I eventually moved out of the house in 2014, which was about a year later, was when I moved out of the house. And so for the first year I was fully raw, I was still at home with mom and dad. So my whole fruit and veggie stash, my whole fruit stash was in my closet, in my bedroom. And that's when you know being a closet eater is actually a good thing, okay? Because my closet at home, I remember, was full of fruit. It was just like the whole closet was stashed full of mangoes, plantain, bananas, dates, peaches, nectarines, throughout when the season would change. And then I had fruit flies in there and everything, but I'm like, hey, I am doing this, you know, and because I was changing my ways, and I was trying to heal my body from my running injuries and everything. But so my family, they kept eating, you know, what I kind of just told you there, and but over the next couple of years, my mom caught on, and now currently my mom, she's, I want to say she's about 90% raw vegan. She's not fully raw, but she does eat a little bit of meat every now and then, and the only reason why she does is because she eats dinner with my dad, and my dad still can't really grasp this lifestyle, but he's catching on, because my brother actually caught on. He was the one that was making fun of me and everything when I first went raw, and he wasn't really making fun of me or anything, but he was really questioning me, and he was kind of poking fun at me, and they were really kind of drilling me and everything, and I was doing the best I could because I was learning about it. I didn't know what to do, but I kept going my own way though. And then my brother finally caught on, because a couple of years ago, I want to say about 2 years ago, my brother caught on. He's now, I want to say he's about 80% vegan. He eats a lot of cooked grains, a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff, but he's changed his ways. He doesn't really eat the crappy foods he used to eat anymore. He still does eat meat once in a while, but for the most part, he's changing his ways too, because he's learning about it also. And then it's kind of interesting because, it's kind of interesting though, Raw Chick, when you brought up this question, because when you asked me this, which was just, it was about a month ago, my whole family from the lower 48, my aunt Laura and all my uncles came up to visit us up here in Alaska, because to visit Grandpa, because my grandpa's not doing very well, and he's not doing very well, and so everybody came up and to see him, and we had a barbecue gathering. And so that brings me to your question there, Rajik, is my grandparents, so you see what my family eats, and you see how I eat now. I eat fully raw, just raw fruits and vegetables. And so my grandparents, they don't understand this at all, okay? They don't. My grandparents, they come from an era where they used lard, like pure lard in food, okay? They would cook, fry, bake, burn things to a crisp, slap that butter on everything, and use heavy whipping cream, whole milk, and all of that, and heavy salt, and they still eat that way. And so Grandma, whenever she has everybody over, she of course makes food for everybody, but when they make vegetables, even when they say, oh, you eat fruits and vegetables, here's some veggies for you and everything, but it's cooked, and she slaps that butter, they mix all that butter and even cream in it, and then they douse salt all over it. And I'm like, no, Grandma, I really changed my ways. I eat a lot differently right now. And so I tell her that, and she respects me, and everybody respects my choices and everything, just like I respect everybody else for them wanting to continue to eat the way they eat. I don't say a word to them about anything, because if I wait for them to ask me questions. I don't bring it up. If they want to ask me a question, then that's when I'll say something. Of course, most definitely respectfully, friendly, and happily and excitedly too, because I am happy about eating this way. And so now it's kind of interesting, because when everybody came up, my Uncle Daryl, he used to always be a health nut, I remember in the past, and he used to be always an exerciser and everything, but his eating habits, he always ate meat and everything too, but now he's in his elderly age where he's developed an autoimmune disease, and he's really struggling, and he's taken a lot of medication. The doctors are having him take medications for that, but now he's developed a stomach ulcer because of the medications that he's taking for his autoimmune disease, and he's got huge migraines, bad headaches, and he wants to get off of the medication. And he found out about juicing, so the word's getting out. I mean, he found out about it online somewhere, but he kind of is getting into this plant-based thing, and so when he came up, he brought it up in the conversation, and my mom talked to him about, because my mom, she changed her ways, and my mom, she's off blood pressure medication now. My mom took blood pressure medication her entire life. When she changed her ways, changed her eating, she's off blood pressure medication now. It's amazing, and she looks amazing. She looks amazing. And so she brought up plant-based eating, but then she told her to talk to me. So when I came over, my Uncle Daryl, he wanted to know about the juicing and smoothies and stuff, and so that's where I brought about the raw vegan lifestyle. And I had him come over to my house here with my mom before he left, and I showed him the Green Star juicer that I have. I made him a juice. My mom, she made him a fruit juice, because my mom has an omega juicer, and so my mom made him a fruit juice. He loved it. I made him a green juice from the Green Star juicer. He loved the green juice. I gave him information of the 80-10-10 book and a lot of YouTube channels for him to check out, and I said, Uncle Daryl, you can change. I mean, I told him my story and all these other people's stories, and now he's changing his ways. So I mean, it kind of goes into, I know I'm kind of going off on little topics here, but it all ties into your question though, Raw Chick, because just because you feel like an outsider and you're the only one, okay, don't worry about that, because later down the road, people will see your changes and they will see you, how your progress and everything, and they want your happiness. They want to know what you're doing, and then they'll catch on, and then they'll start asking you questions, and they'll eventually start changing. And again, it's too bad it takes us to a point where we're actually in pain, where we're actually in dire need of changing our health. That's the moment, it seems like, when human beings, we finally get it up here to finally change. And it's best to change before the pain happens, but a lot of us don't change until something major happens or until it's much later in life. And that's the case it was for my Uncle Daryl, but he didn't know at the time growing up or anything. And so you do what you've been exposed to, all that you know. And so so that's what my grandparents eat and my family eat, and then that's what I do when I go over for family gatherings. Usually, I know for that particular barbecue, I ate before I went over because I was super hungry. So what I had a mono meal of alfalfa mangoes before I went up there because I was just hungry, and it was around 6:30, almost 7. I'm like, I'm just eating here. I'm not making my veggie dish. I'm just eating now, and then I'm going up there. So I just told them, I just ate before I came up, and it was just, everybody thought like, oh, okay, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm full. I already had my dinner and everything. I'm good. I'm good, people. Everything's just fine. And I just left it at that. And then a lot of, like, during the holidays and stuff like that, I make my own dishes. I make either my zoodle dishes, my cauliflower mash, or I usually won't bring a fruit meal. I'll usually make a veggie, like my RawVegan dressing sauce over veggies or lettuce or something like that, and I'll bring that with me. And then of course when I like at work, or if there's a gathering or something like that, I'll bring like a veggie dish to contribute to. But most times I kind of don't do that, but once in a while I do, like if it's at work. But I mean, for like family gatherings and stuff, I'll usually bring my own dinner. I'll make my own dinner, just put it on a plate or in a bowl, and I'll bring it with me, and I'll have that. And everybody's like, okay, they're curious, and they ask me, and of course they always glare at me and look at me and stare at me and stuff. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care, because I feel good inside. I know what's right. I have felt it, I have seen it, and I am not changing. I'm not changing, and I'm not changing for anybody, not even for family. I don't care if the family doesn't understand. I am my own person. Nobody can make me eat what I don't want to eat, just like with you guys. Nobody can force you to eat what you don't want to eat. If you still want to incorporate meat in your diet, you most certainly can do that. No one's stopping you. No one is stopping you. And it's just, you have to realize that you have to deal with the consequences of your actions. If you choose to continue to eat a certain way that you know is not good for you, you have no right to complain for if you've developed a sickness or whatever, because you have made those choices. But again, that goes into a whole nother topic. But I mean, that's my viewpoints. Those are my viewpoints, and I'm not changing because I feel good in my body this way. And no matter how much people pressure me to, oh, just have a little bit of this or just a little bit of that, I'm like, I'm sorry, no thank you, no thank you. I am just fine. Seriously, I am on top of the world fine. Seriously, and so that's what I do. Okay, guys, so I will stop babbling here. It's gone on long enough. Okay, and so remember to love being raw, you guys. Put a big old smile on your face today. I hope I did that for you guys, and I'll see you guys next video, okay? Bye, guys.